Hello Rolls, ISS here. We're just doing another replay review. So it's just a map that I found randomly while I was playing on the active queues. It's very interesting looking and I decided to give it a go. As you can see here, I've just got my first Forsaken tomb. It's actually pointing you in the direction of the Forsaken tombs, and I thought it was kind of strange that Harvey seems to be pathing through with this as well. Just as an FYI, these videos are going to be a little bit more edited, I think, going forward. Just to skip some boring parts so that we can get more highlights. Especially on ones like this where it's not actually deathless, unlike the first one I did. Yeah, so Harvey's still following me. This is the first run here. We've got third Forsaken tomb. So we found all the Forsaken tombs. And I've noticed that is a hollow cube because of my sword here. And then when I trigger it, I get attacked from behind by this guy. I will go find him in the next run and just kill him in every future run. He won't be an issue going forward. But now I know there's a grapple hook on the top, there's a hollow cube in front of me, and now I know there's an incinerator behind that hollow cube. Okay, so I need to come up with a plan. I just slash at the grappling hook, I take a step back. I think I accidentally triggered a impaler as well, but impalers aren't super threatening, honestly. It's on the ground just below there. Yeah, so I kill that, and then I notice that there's a warmonger below it. Just kill the warmonger, kill the impaler, and step out, see if anything's following me. Nothing, so step back in. I've noticed that there's just tons and tons of hollow cubes around here, and not all of them are especially good. Like that one up the top there, I don't think that's good. Like that could just be a solid block. And I think it would be better. Like I'm just kind of limited because it's really hard for me to trigger a hollow cube at range, which is why I use the grappling hook for it. Now I can see two plasma sentinels in this thing here up on what looks like a shelf of bedrock. Once they fire, I notice they have Nova, so I throw a grenade. Take a step back. That shelf doesn't exist, it's entirely hollow cubes. So I just do this shenanigan here, where I sidestep the attack, and then jump back where it's safe. There was an enforcer that was hiding up the back there, that I just kill as he comes around the corner. Because he doesn't have short leash. I notice a few more hollow cubes because the sword lunge is going off. I'm getting the lunge indicator on all these blocks. There's nothing in there. Legitimately don't know why there's hollow cubes there. Because the big thing with hollow cubes, you can use them to hide the sound of a trap, really, but you don't hide they don't have trap notifiers. So using them like this is kind of a waste. Just a waste of points for the lot, especially like that one back there where there's no trap there. There's nothing threatening you while you're back there. Not to like complain about this map. I think this map is very well designed. I think it's just they're just over relying on hollow cubes in this first room that aren't really doing a lot. You can only really catch someone with a hollow cube with nothing behind it once. Anyway, we're going up into the second room. The second room is where this base gets really interesting. So we kill that. There's also a trap up here a little bit. A bomb trap, that is. And then, yeah, I see some sentinels, a bunch of acid. I figure this is probably a path that's hard to get by. So I take a step back and then come back in and I throw down a shield. A little bubble shield. I don't know this just yet. That was possibly one of the luckiest spots I could have thrown down that bubble shield. But I noticed the exit, go straight for it, come out here, It's a pretty good spot to be in. I see that's the back of the sentinel there, and I get stabbed by that thing. I'm sure that won't happen again. So let's get forward a bit. We just cleared back. We're back up to this room again. This time I'm going to try something else. I now know where the exit is. So I'm going to try something a little bit different. Because while I used the bubble shield the first time to try and scout the place, I don't really want to be doing that long term. Because the bubble shields are really useful on the second wave to get you out of the map. Which is typically how I use them. But almost died to the impaler on the ground there this time. I do not respect those anywhere near enough. And I try something that I now know will fail. Yeah, I tried to grapple straight across, grapple doesn't latch onto anything, and I end up dying immediately. So here, this one actually shows off the dangers of what I was doing before. So I'm like going deep into this and then trying to kill the warmonger at the same time as the incinerator, and it's too dangerous. I should be doing something else. So I start doing something safer, and then we get back to this room again, and I decide to run that way, killing that because I'm running straight at it, and then I get grappled backwards here. I didn't know before, but the shield right in front of me had actually saved me. So yeah, we're just back to here, and this is me trying to do it a bit safer. I kill that, and I go to kill the thing at the top, and I accidentally lunge into the incinerator and die. I lunge into the hollow cube, which kills me immediately. Try not to lunge into hollow cubes. They're so annoying when it happens. They can kill you. This one here, I try to get the throw down a bubble a bit further down so that I don't get grappled. But I get grappled when I'm in the bubble. I'm guessing I was just outside the range of the bubble when it happened. It's really, really silly. This next one is... yes, it's a bit of death here because it just nothing inciting happened, nothing to learn. So you can actually see through your the corrosive cubes when you can lunge. So I try to actually lunge at the grapple, but die immediately because I'm still in the acid. I was hoping that it would put me out in front of the trap and I could keep going. Anyway, we're back to the room. It's 2 deaths later. And we're just trying it one more time. This time we're going to do with that plan I started before. The bubble, I'm just going to be a little bit more careful. Throw the bubble a little bit earlier. Come around the corner here. All well and good. So we're back to where we were after the first death. It's only like 11 deaths later. And we're just going to try and work this out. We're going to grenade up there. So remember something killing me here. And kill that, and immediately out of that. Exactly the same as I did the first time. That is so silly that I made that mistake. That same mistake to that same wall-based impaler twice in a row. We're just going to let this one play out in its entirety for reasons you'll see in a moment. But yeah, so I come over here, I deal with this guy, which you haven't actually seen yet, but that's where he was hiding. I also recall there's 2 more bits of bedrock just on the ground floor just around, but they're showing as actual bedrock at the moment. I thought there might be second wave hollow cubes that were hiding stuff, but now we're just going to show off these more safely going through this. This is the 13th life here, so this is a lot more practice than it was the first time round. Just slashing some traps, even this shenanigan here. That's a pretty standard thing for me to do, but knowing to go to the right one first and then the left one, and knowing where every plasma sentinel is, like, it helps a lot. But I've just gained that information over the lives, and I thought these things would still be alive, but they both died to the bolt trap, which I must have accidentally triggered. I normally wasn't doing that. It just happened to happen this time. I'm just destroying some stuff because I have a synthite boost and I want to get some extra synthite. Hoping that something will drop. We're back up here and we're going with this plan where we jump over, throw that thing, stand in it, and then go. Now I know there's a spike trap here because I just died to it, though I have died to it twice. That is the simplest trap that has killed me twice in this run and has been probably the most effective trap out of this whole run. Like, if that wasn't there, I don't think this may have been a 0 death run. Little grappling hook between 8 cubes, stick that over there with the backward, the one that pulled me backwards, so I was pretty sure that's what it was. But, you know, just edge into it to be sure. But that design there, it's not quite as good here. Like, I don't understand why this one is exposed as well, but that design where they're using both sides of the Plasma Sentinel, that's very good. I really like that. Got another opaque acid cube. I don't know why that's there. See this guy, I trigger him. He probably doesn't have short leash. You don't normally put it on warmongers because it really limits their effectiveness. He just disappears. I don't know where he went. He may have walked into the hollow cube and died. Not hollow cube, the acid cube and died, or that maybe that's him there. And he had some weird pathing bug. Don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, we're going over the 3rd floor here. They seem to be doing some shenanigans with, I think they're bolt traps? There might be impalers though. And some warmongers. I'm worried there might be an armoured warmonger and trying to deal with, like, if I hit that and then have to deal with an armoured warmonger, I might die. Whereas if I let it come to me a little bit and then kill it, it's much safer. So I've got this here and kill that too, and I'm still being really careful because I don't want to do that last room again. That's 2nd floor room is just brutal and it's killed me so many times. No, actually, I died on the 1st floor more than the 2nd, but like the 1st floor I've got down pat at this point. So just trying to be really careful. I saw the incinerator, so I'm just trying to get close enough to it so that I don't have to charge straight at it. Now I could charge straight at this, but it's not really what I want to do. So I'm going to try and work out if it's a Dragon Flame. Doesn't seem to be. Step forward one more, just to be sure. Step back 2. Yeah, see, it's definitely not Dragon Flame. So it's only got 4 range, so I'm just going to step into the room. If there've been like bomb traps or something, I might have been in a bit of trouble there, but otherwise it's fine, and I'm just going to grab this and run. I don't even care what's in that room at this point. I can easily get out of it. If I can ever get a straight line through the gen mat towards the exit, I'm going to take it. I've still only used 1 consumable, only used 1 bubble shield getting through the 2nd floor room. Normally I would use a bubble shield on traps, but I could look around and see that I was safe. Back to the 2nd room. And this 2nd room is significantly less dangerous because 4 of these Plasma Sentinels have all been destroyed. So we're going to keep going around. We're being really careful. We're being really slow because I'm worried about the warmongers that I think are coming up the stairs at me. Because I saw some bedrock that could have been fake. Almost fell into acid there. That would have been a really sad death, honestly. At this point I've noticed the grapple is broken, so I don't have to worry about it. Not that it would really matter considering the angles that I'm going to be going at. I'm pretty sure I would be too far to the left. So just checking everything, being real careful here. Getting back to the 1st floor. The 1st floor was like was completely cleared. So it's only going to be second wave traps. And because second wave traps are more expensive, you normally can't put as many in as you would on first wave. That, and sometimes someone comes up with shenanigans to get through them in the first 4 seconds, although I think that would be difficult given the distance. So we're just worried about traps in these tomb rooms. Hopefully this will be all good. Still haven't seen these enforcers. I don't think they actually exist at this point. But I don't want to get caught out by a random bolt shot that's just put on a wall somewhere here. And we're out free. Little jump just to make sure there's nothing up there. And straight towards the desert. And that is that. Thank you for watching. Until next time.